Just getting up. Well, I've been up for like almost 2 hours. And I'm just like, let's go to the gym. Let's get up, roll over, bitch, and let's go. Luckily, I had already made the pre-workout from yesterday that I didn't use, so just got about to finish that shit. Go work out. This weekend, I have to rest. I have to find time to rest. Like this week, I probably have had about combined maybe 20 hours of sleep. And I mean sleep. Like, of course, I've closed my eyes. You know, I've no real rest, no real nothing. Like, I think maybe 4 hours a day, if that. It's just been kind of difficult. Another reason why I think I need to do a cleanse, because it's time, you know, ever since I was like sick as fuck, bitch, I have not really felt completely myself. So, and I'm not gonna lie, like when I started feeling better, I started eating like trash. So I'm just like, I feel like I have to reset. So, I'm gonna say April showers, but they also say April Fools, bitch. Okay? So, I'm just gonna get it together. I'll be 40 in 4 years. I already told y'all, like, I'm not gonna walk into the 40s. No. And I really do feel like if we want to slow down and somewhat reverse the aging process, because I do believe that's possible. I just gotta, yeah. Cause this is my thing. Like the food and the environment is what's killing us. And not killing us softly. Okay? Shout out to Lauryn Hill, girl. It's really like it destroys us on the inside, the outside, like everything that we consume. Every time we walk out these doors, child, like the pollution that dwelleth, the things that we don't see, you know, the things that we don't know about. That's why they restrict education. That's why they try to restrict the knowledge that we gain. Because if we knew a semblance, hello God, of the truth, child, like we would be so disgusted with ourselves, and we would be rioting in the streets. But yeah, it's all killing us. So I told you I'm trying my best. My whole goal again is to one day get some land, build upon it. Okay. Get me a cute little small farm going on. I will not be doing no farm work. That is what I'll be hiring folks to do. Hello, God. Cute little Jose. Hello. Cute little, cute little Ricky. You know, his name is really Ricardo. Hello, God. But we call him Ricky for short, bro. Seasonal workers, have my little plants and, all my shit. Everything I need, require, and desire to survive, If I can't find a natural river or lake, I'll build a pond or whatever that can house the salmon and everything else, child. Like everything will be homegrown and eaten by me. Because that's what my goal is eventually, is to just be plant-based altogether, just to be natural, just to be intertwined and having symmetry, hello God, with nature. I believe that's what helps you live longer. That's what helps you be more prosperous, even happier. Just the energy. You think about it, we're eating meat all the time. That's negative energy. That's something that is dead. Girl. But we have been socially conditioned to deep fry it, season it, and it tastes good. It's in our brain. I already told y'all that a long time ago, that they've studied our brain, especially the addictive portion of it. How do you think they were able to come up with all of these different medications that are supposed to heal you, but every last one of them in some way have an addictive, quality about it? And then, like, McDonald's openly tells you that we already know about the brain. We know what ingredients to add to our French fries. You know those cravings that you get? Because I'm not gonna lie, there are times that I actually crave fried chicken. Those weird, unhealthy cravings that you seem to get all the time. The greases that they put into chicken at these little chicken joints, these chicken shacks, they're specifically designed with an addictive nature. They want you hooked. That's what, chocolate, all that shit, it all is addictive. It's purposeful. They want, it's crazy. When you put profits over people, like, I hope y'all ready for the slow fall to hell that you're about to experience when that time comes for you, girl. I hope you know that you'll be chained, hello God, to all the dimensions of life. And after your public review takes place, because I feel that's what happens when it's your time, honey, before you're sentenced. It's like a trial, girl, You have to face justice for your many sins. You have to see for yourself. And I think in those moments, you're forced to feel how you made other people feel. Again, depending on your sins against others, child, okay? But yeah, child, it's all designed to kill us. So my goal is to have my own everything, self-sufficient, not relying on outside food sources, and just to get away from humanity. Because, girl, please, I feel like being in the hustle and bustle, they say that working the way that we do, especially as Americans, sends us to an early grave too. Bitches be having heart attacks, strokes, and things, high everything, high blood pressure, all that stuff, which also leads to unhealthy living. If you are always on the go, you got to work all the time, girl. 9 times out of 10, you eat out more than you eat at home, more than you make your own meals. But child, because I tell you, I'm retiring at 50. I'm not playing about that. I'm not giving the second, milestone of my life to any workforce. So again, my goal this year is to really get into investing. I want to get that second job so I can have the income to do that with, and just build, just build and build and build. Obviously, I'm going to have to start small, but you got to start somewhere. And I have enough time. I'm only 36, so I have get some high interest rate accounts, going on that can increase my coin tenfold within a 20-year period. I'm going to be on my shit. And I feel like since everything is going up, at some point it's going to have no choice but to level out. At some point, the government's going to have no choice. Like, I know we don't see it now, but at some point, when we're really tired of being, having the life force squeezed out of us, things are going to have no choice but to level out. So when that does come, that should definitely prepare us for making more money, hello God, and being able to add more money to some type of high interest bearing savings account, stock portfolio, something. Because one thing's for sure, I know a lot of people get scared about the stock market, but that's one of the things that's been around for a very long time. And yes, it crashes, and yes, it has gone through some stuff, but for one thing or another, child, why are all of these people still rich? I know there's a lot of hook and crook there, hello God. There's a lot of hook and crook in that arena, but it shows you that, girl, the stock market, it's still been surviving. even in the most torrential downpours, child. Hello God, in the cones of uncertainty, child. Hello God. She still survives. The owners of this world are the billionaires, the trillionaires, hello God, the runners of this life are not gonna let that stock market go anywhere, girl. That's how they continue to live within their wealth. That's how they keep their reign of supremacy, girl, over the rest of humanity. That stock market ain't going nowhere. Real estate ain't going nowhere. So at some point, there's going to be a reset on that, where people can now benefit from those from those things, you know. So educating myself more, you know, trying to become more financially free, and just working hard. You know, my nephew's going off to college, so that'll, you know, child, we got to talk about that. I'm going to do that in a separate video, but like, girl, he picked his college and, you know, it's away from home, but not far at all. It's still within the state. But, you know, he's moving on to start his journey, you know, and I couldn't be more proud of the young man that he's become. So, ooh, girl, no. Girl, I already know I am going to be a weeping willow, bitch. Shout out to Harry Potter, girl, if you know what I'm talking about. Hello, God. I'm going to be a weeping willow, girl. Like, when... and because he's an athlete, you know, the program that he got accepted into, they want him to start earlier, so instead of August, he's going to be going in June. So that's a couple months from now. Because the other school that he was considering was local, so he was going to stay home. I'm not going to lie, I had my mind and my heart set on that. But this opportunity came up. You know, it's only 2.5 hours away from me, so like I said, plus, you know, I'm trying to wrap my head around, okay, you can always just go up there and visit, you know. He can always come and visit, and they're going to have their holidays and their breaks and shit, so he'll come home for those times. But, you know, I'm just not ready for that. Like, I know I'm going to have so much separation anxiety. And I think he feels it too, because like we were talking about it, and I don't know. I know, like, y'all just don't know, like, ooh. I'm gonna do a conversation about that, because I know that there are parents out there that are going to be experiencing the same thing this year. At least the ones that have good relationships with their kids. Some of these parents be just ready to go, hurry up, bitch, get out the house so I can walk around the house naked, or, you know, they don't want to feel bothered, but bother me. You know, like, you got to understand, like, when you have kids, you don't get moments back. In the moments that you let slide by, the moments that you were ungrateful for, you don't realize you will sit in a pool of your own regret, bitch, acting as if time with your kids don't matter. I'm telling you. Don't sit here and take it for granted. I see a lot of people in their older parents. I've talked to people. I've watched videos of people just admit later on in their life that their stubbornness, and a lot of times it is based on how they were raised too. Especially in the Black community, there's a lot of emotional distance between parents and kids. For some weird reason, that shit started in the generation before me, and actually before that. There's always been this, like, toxic kind of emotional distance. for some reason. It's as if black parents were always afraid to be vulnerable and emotional with their children. And then they wonder why they have offspring and that offspring has offspring. Hello, God. The cycle just perpetuates of a lot of bitches who lack emotional intelligence, self-awareness, vulnerability. If you cannot be vulnerable, you're not going to move swiftly through this life. You're not going to move smoothly through this life. You have to have the ability to let your guard down. That's why I always encourage people. I'm an introvert, but I have several folks on my roundtable, girl, who I can share my emotional burdens with, things that I go through. You have to be vulnerable with someone, because you're not going to truly be vulnerable with yourself, hello God, or with the world too much. And I don't blame people for that, because I understand that we live in a different time where everything is backstabby. Everyone's for self. So it's hard to trust. It's hard to build that trust, especially when you may be one of those people that have been used to being fucked over. But I'm really gonna miss him. I really am. You learn a lot about yourself when you've become a mentor, or when you're a parent, or you've assumed the parent role. You learn a lot about yourself. Boy, the patience that I've learned, and thank God I was already working on that. I had already because I am, despite the fact that when I'm in traffic, I go to hell off, because I do not do traffic, girl, hello God. I'm a very patient person with people, because there was a time in my life where I wish someone was patient with me. There was a time in my life where I wish that there was a little bit more understanding, because I think as kids, we're made to feel alone. We're made to feel like our voice doesn't matter. That reverberates through the rest of your life. And you become one of those people that want to be picked. You want to be seen, because you never felt seen. And that can sometimes be dangerous. With the wrong kind of person, those attention seekers, girl, we see them now. What a lot of them blossomed into. The girls don't feel loved. They don't feel like they're uplifted enough, encouraged enough. Their whole existence is fear and doubt, self-loathing. Because I've always hated growing up. Stay in a child's place. Why are you in grown folks' business? Sometimes they need to be in grown folks' business. They need to learn something. Maybe your topic of discussion is something that they actually need to hear. Depending on the age, and depending again on the topic of conversation. I was always in grown folks' business. I never sat at the kiddie table. Even if I had to stand up, I was right there. Y'all continue on. I was down to the spades table, girl. I may not have been playing the spades, but I was learning how to play spades while also being in grown folks' business. Because those experiences, being exposed to certain types of conversations that grown folks have, it prepares you for the world. There's some lessons. There might not be a lot of lessons, but there might be little sprinkles, hello God, little pieces of fairy dust, bitch, that you can pick up on that would stay with you, that might actually help you in this life. See, the problem is, a lot of parents, you think because you put a roof over someone's head, you clothe them, you feed them, and you send them on their merry way to school to get an education, you think that that's it. Paying for shit. A lot of baby daddies, a lot of mothers believe that. Oh, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy... No, girl. The in-betweens. Conversations of love and life. The balance of the world, the negativity, the positivity that the world has, things that they're going to go through in life. Prepare them for that. Because again, life, the shit in life doesn't change. Every generation, like I always talk about, has been through, if not the same, similar shit. Prepare your children for the obvious, the impending doom of a relationship. Prepare them to get their heart broken. Prepare them to have social skills. Encourage them to have friends and make friends, and to understand that sometimes friendship isn't forever. There are moments that your children go through with friend groups at school or whatever, or neighborhood friends. People get betrayed. Prepare them for that friend who's probably going to betray them. Prepare them for that friend who's probably going to be lifelong. Teach them the skills and how to identify positive and negative energies. Teach them on how to speak up for themselves when people try to make them feel small or snuff out their voice. That's why a lot of kids walk around here looking unsure, so full of doubt and confusion. And you wonder why their behavior is so chaotic in nature, because they're not balanced. They're not receiving those conversations at home. A lot of these young men don't know how to be men. A lot of these young ladies don't know how to be young ladies, because you're not having the conversations with them. A lot of y'all not educating your children about sex. A lot of y'all not educating your children about life, what the expectation. And you know what, I understand too, because the majority, the multitude, when you are, especially I'm speaking to the girls in poverty or the girls who are struggling in life, and that has been the perpetual stain on your bloodline, I understand, because you have yet to experience anything outside of your own experience. You have not stepped into the world. That's why I used to love geography and history. I feel like I was stepping into a different time or life. I was so tired of being held down by my own limited experiences because of my situations. That's why, girl, get that passport. Take that trip. Even if it's to another state, even if make those friends with people who don't look like you or come from what you come from. Look what Ariel from that was perfect example. Little Mermaid from Ariel, Jasmine from Aladdin. They wanted to experience something beyond what they were used to. How do we grow if we don't ever, walk in the ways of a different type of lifestyle or culture? How do we become, that's the power of wonder. That's what I love about scientists. Their drive and they're drawn to discovery. Even if sometimes, girl, it's at the detriment of their own life. Because these girls be passing away by by discovering shit. We call that white people shit, by the way. Girl. You see Angela Bassett, she narrated the Queen's documentary, which is really good, by the way. I believe it's on Disney Plus. I think it is. Is it Disney Plus? Or I think it is, yeah, it's Disney Plus. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, it's really good. I love nature documentaries. Very interesting, and I love the way she narrated it. And the music in the back of the soundtrack backgrounds, girl, were so hip and on par with the times. I was here for every bit of it. But yeah, child, that's what life is about, and I get it. A lot of people don't have experiences outside of their own, so it's difficult to have certain conversations with your kids. It's difficult, and again, a lot of y'all weren't raised with a soft touch. A lot of y'all were raised with an iron fist. A lot of y'all don't have that relationship with your kids. And if I see one more video of these parents talking about stop living for your kids and stop spoiling your kids, girl, you should love your kids. You should spoil your kids to a certain extent. You should want to be not just the parent, not just the authority figure, not just the person that raised them. You should want to be everything that they're seeking in the world. You should want to be, I'm not one of your little friends. You should be one of their little friends. That's why they don't talk to you. That's why you don't know your child. When shit pops off or something happens, oh, my child would never. Actually, your child been doing this shit, bitch. Your child been interested in this, whatever it is, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. Oh, I didn't know my child was that smart. I didn't know my child was this talented, because you weren't around for the special moments. You were around for the moments that were the requirement, the expectation of the parent. I see it every day when I go to work, and I work with these kids who come from affluence, honey. Now that these kids then turn 16, 17, they're about to be 18 years old. A lot of cases we do get 18-year-olds in, very rare, but we do get them. And honey, the parent is now being observant of the drugs and, you know, the weary ass crazy behaviors, the so-called negative behaviors of their children, and they want to get involved now. Now you're not working as much. The nanny is not taking care of them anymore because now you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, or now you want to be invested in your child's life. Well, let me tell you, bitch, it's too late. The time that you should have been spending with them to be a positive force in their life that they'll actually learn the positive shit from, you were too busy for. Those are the moments you're supposed to be like low-key molding your children. That's really why a lot of kids are running around here with this entitlement, with this foolishness, because you weren't there. And I know there's a systemic issue, especially when we talk about Black and brown families. You know, there's an injustice there. You know, a lot of our men are in prison. Hello, a lot of our men, you know, lack knowledge, wisdom, resources, education, things of that nature, just because like we weren't given a fair shot. You know, I understand why certain parents aren't around, but it should not ever really excuse the fact that a lot of you do not sit down and have real life conversations or real connections. I love when I get on TikTok, I follow several mothers and fathers of the Black and brown communities, girl, who just love on their kids, love on their kids, have great relationship with their adult children. And then I see other videos where we're seeing young people talking about, what is that thing called? Going silent or no contact with family members because of the trauma, the trash, the chaotic vibes and energies that were placed on them by their fucking crazy ass families. Like, the fact that people even have to consider acting as if you don't exist anymore says a lot. And y'all don't be realizing your adult children have been carrying a lot of weight on their shoulders, because there's this thing in family where you're expected, because I'm your mom, because I'm your dad. Girl, if you were trash, and that's what's wrong with the world. A lot of y'all are scared to call a thing a thing. Shout out to Rodney. Y'all are scared to call a thing a thing. Again, because there's so much respect thy mother and thy father. Girl, fuck all that shit. If you traumatized me and you did some real fuck shit to me, or you know what I'm saying? Girl, you deserve all the silence I'm about to give your ass in this next life of mine. And that's period. Because we be holding on to people just because of the placement and, you know, where they are, who they are to us. Nah, fuck all that, girl. You can get this work too. Because you're not going to stress me out. You're not going to build me into some fucked up person for my adulthood, and then I end up treating people in my life. You know, no, let's break away from that. Let me reset. Let me find my own individual path, my own happiness, my own everything. Because if I sit around too long, you end up absorbing, we talked about that before, you end up absorbing that stuff, and a lot of times unknowingly. It's embedded in you, it's a part of you, and next thing you know, you're perpetuating the same behaviors and attitudes towards people who don't fucking deserve it. And then you don't realize it. Oh my fucking God, bro. Seriously? Seriously. Seriously. First of all, you wouldn't even think this 1994 ass fucking car would have an alarm on it. It looks like one of those cars from Boys in the Hood, girl. No, not Boys in the Hood. What was that movie with Jada Pinkett Smith and O-Dog? Damn, what is it? I forgot the name of it. It's at the tip of my tongue. But anyway, neither here nor there. Like, y'all need to be, again, ever present. You know, stop sitting around here, you know, wondering why your kids don't want to talk to you, why they don't fuck with you. It's because of what y'all done did. And a lot of y'all be thinking because you come back later, hello God, that you can be absolved of your sins. Let me tell you something. You can't be dusting things under the carpet. You need to have a conversation with people. Because again, people think because of who, I'm your mom, I'm your dad, I'm your this, I'm your that, right? That it's expected of you to forgive them or to treat them in a respectful way, or to accept them regardless of what they've done to you. Nah, bitch, if you're not willing to have a motherfucking conversation to discuss your crimes against me, and for you to really, really beg and plead for your sympathies, I don't mind. And then from there, after I judge your sincerity, right? After I have felt what I needed to feel, then we can discuss forgiveness. then we can, you know, and then things may not even be the same because I'm always going to remember that. Well, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You don't heal from stuff like that. There will forever be some type of residual scars from what people that were supposed to love you, that you would think would love you regardless of anything in this life, right? Especially a parent, right? There will forever be that scar there. I won't forget. And when you don't forget, I don't give a fuck what nobody tells you in this life. There's no real 100% forgiveness. So all of this, oh, you got to forgive for you shit. No, I'm good, bro. I want to remember what you did to me. There have been people that have done things to me. I've let them do it and do it and do it and do it until I had enough. And to this day, some of these people wonder why I have silenced they motherfucking ass. I'm not going to keep on giving you another chance to fuck me over. I'm not going to keep on giving you another chance to make me feel small. I'm not going to keep on giving you another chance for me to just be disappointed in the fact that you're never going to fucking change. And I'm sorry, stop walking around this life making your kids, making people feel like shit. And then maybe you won't have to worry about why they're not going to forgive you or why they haven't been able to be the same towards you, even after y'all done so-called made up. There have been friends, there have been family members, there have been all kinds of things that I've encountered in this life, people, you know, and sometimes you've had to just let them go. You've had to just go ahead and say, girl, you know what? It is what it is. And that's not oftentimes a bad thing. People outgrow each other. Some people are just par for the course, girl. Wherever it may take you with that person, wherever it may lead your ass, girl, it's not always going to be forever. Some people are lessons that need to be learned. But I would just encourage people to just, like, if you have a better relationship, and oftentimes to do that, you have to rediscover who you are. We have to understand the why behind why we are the way that we are. And a lot of us, again, we walk in the already awareness, girl, that we're pieces of shit. Address that, confront that. Hello, God. Acknowledge that. Try to do better. You know what I mean? Because girl, as long as you have breath, you can start over. As long as, girl, I don't, that's why I give grace to everybody. The evilest person, if you still draw breath, there's time for you to change. Now, don't expect now, because you've rediscovered you need to be good in order to get this person's attention again, right? You want this person back in your life. You want your relationship back with your kids. Don't think because you made all of these changes. That's why you do oftentimes have to do it just for you, because you can't expect your child to welcome you with open arms. Again, we can't dictate how or the level, hello God, in which people should respond to the way that we've treated them. You can't dictate that. You have no control over someone else's feelings. If they want to forgive you, they will. If they don't want to, or they want to take their time with it, just to be sure, hello God, if they're still a little weary, don't get mad at them. And then a lot of times y'all don't get what you want from that situation. Like, let's say you done did all of this stuff to change for to have a better relationship with your child. What happens is that child may decide to say, you know what, I really just don't want to be fucked up with you like that. Like, that really hurt me. That's how I'm with my mom. I don't give a fuck. No contact. I don't care. I don't think about you. I don't feel a way. Girl, you don't exist. You're like, you have a continuous cloak of invisibility on. I don't even know you're there in this life. I won't even know when you're gone from this life. That's just where I'm at with that. You know what I mean? So when you do get to that point, you cannot get mad that this person did not decide. Like, she tried to apologize, but I didn't think it was sincere. Let me move on. I don't want to keep on having my heart and my mind, my spirit set on this, because if I get disappointed again, I'm not going to know what to do. And again, I'm not going to give nobody a license to feel like they can just, no. You might be the lesson for your parent. When you put your foot down and you stop being an enabler, when you stop making them feel like they can get away with shit, and you've let them know that, no, girl, we ain't doing all that. I'm not accepting any old thing. Sometimes that's how that's meant to happen. Sometimes you are their lesson. You're teaching them that lesson. And I don't mind being the teacher, bitch. Even if they don't outwardly appear as if, hello God, they're changing in their ways because of the lesson. That's their cross to bear. That's not yours. Live your life, boo. Live your motherfucking life. You're forever going to carry it with you. I don't care what none of these therapists say, none of these spiritual journey bitches say. You will forever carry that with you. It's really how you live, how you choose to manage all of those things, right? How you compartmentalize. Because we do that a lot too. We compartmentalize, child, and put it back here. Because you got to focus. We don't have time to be dwelling on things that don't serve us any real positivity, don't give us the energy to move forward in life, all the things. Fuck that. And sometimes people that, they wish, they pray bad energy on you because you won't forgive them. Because you won't absolve them of their sins against you. They get real crazy about it. You got to be mindful about it, girl. There's a whole nother conversation about that type of shit. Because you'd be surprised how many times I see envious parents. They be envious of their own kids, girl. Maybe you turned out better than them. Hello? I don't know. But anyway, walk with your kids, talk with your kids, build with your kids, and just be more understanding. This life is difficult. You know what it's like. And that's what kills me too. Like, you know what it feels like to be treated like shit. You know what it's like to feel down and out about yourself because of someone else's treatment towards you. You know what it's like to sit in a dark room thinking, probably why you always end up drinking. Yes, you're very depressed. Have those conversations with your kids about the different emotions they're going to feel in life. You're going to feel sad, mad. Create a world where you have people that are more emotionally intelligent. That's why a lot of kids walk around here with the chips on their shoulder. Again, chaotic fucking emotions. There's no balance to them because y'all have only shown them what it's like to be a chaotic ass person. Because you lack emotional intelligence. Because, again, you lack vulnerability or even the modicum of understanding of thine self. That's why I think parents, y'all need to get therapy, girl. Y'all need to get therapy. Honey, y'all need to be doing some discovery of thyself and some work on thyself. That way you can have better relationships with your kids. Because if you're not good, if you were treated like shit and all you do is perpetuate those same behaviors, and again, you already walk in that awareness, you already know it. If you don't have a good relationship with your child, 9 times out of 10, you already know that shit. You know you're fucked up. You just don't want to address it because that shows that you're fucked up and nobody wants the label of bad parent. Well, you won't be a bad parent anymore if you learn from your shit, walk with that shit, and try to heal with that shit so that you can have a better relationship with your child. Again, as long as you draw breath, you can start all over again. Amen. Anyway, this is long as fuck. My apologies. The spirit just took me there. So you know me, I'm going to speak truth and justice. I'm going to give my tea. And it is what it is. Maybe this was meant for somebody. All right? But let me get in here and work out. I love y'all. Be blessed and never stressed. Remember that health is truly wealth. And yeah, see y'all in the next video. Bye.